You came back in full-time 1979. Somebody else made their return in 1979 to Florida as well, and that's Bobo Brazil. Memories of Bobo. And also, where was he at this time physically? Because I think he was already in his 50s by the 79, I think.
79, was that after the was that a long run?
I think so. That was
No,
the
yeah,
Magnificent M run.
okay, all right, yeah. Well, Bobo, that was another, NWA commission meeting he was on. He got the guys used to, they book himself in Hawaii on the way back. Ed Francis had the greatest talent in the world, and he planned those HIC NBC shows around guys at the end of Japan tours. Guys wanting to get booked and spend a couple weeks in Hawaii. And you just write it off. So Bobo was just on a holiday with his family, but I was a big fan of Bobo growing up. I was big, so they booked me with him, and boy, it was just he just touched me, and I was going, oh, I just fly, whatever you want. But don't worry, Bobo. He was just a gentleman. I was a big, him, Carpentier, a couple guys growing up.
Well,
I never got a chance to work with Ed.
when was the first time you first saw Bobo, and was it Florida where you first wrestled him?
Probably Florida, maybe Texas. Maybe he'd gone through. Maybe he'd been to Houston for Paul Bosch or something. He'd been around. He was Bobo was getting pretty old by then, So he was pretty much just around Detroit. Then he would tour, but Bobo was the kind of guy. He was like the Black World Champion. You could take him in, and he was known with Andre the Giant, the girls. You could bring him in for a couple weeks, and he would, you book him against your top heel. You could even your top heel could put him over. It wouldn't be one step back at all. With this Bobo Brazil, wouldn't matter. You could catch something clean on you, or get a DQ or something else. But it was Bobo. He was he was an icon.
Did you ever see the legendary bloodbath matches between him and the Sheik in Detroit?
No.
Okay.
But he was the Sheik's boy for a long time.
So Bobo got into wrestling just post-war, I think 1948, way before the civil rights movement was even kicking off, let alone sort of won the battle and everything. There's someone who was in the business from 1970 onwards, and some old-fashioned views going around in locker rooms, I'm sure. How difficult was it for Bobo and other black wrestlers or ethnic wrestlers to get along in the locker rooms, and who were some of the trailblazers that made it possible?
I don't remember any animosity, particular against black wrestlers, people. You got your guys that you're based that are bigots, prejudice, big bigots. So there's a till today there's the same element. I don't think it's it may have diminished, but it's still prevalent. Guys that for some reason don't like you for the color of your skin or the way you talk, your religion or whatever it is. So it was. But as far as trailblazers, they're all respectful guys, intelligent, hardworking guys, and drew good money. Always drew good money.
Who were like the first black superstars you remember as a kid watching wrestling growing up?
Bobo and Bearcat. Bearcat Wright. I'd still say till today, Bearcat still had the best comeback anybody in the business, today included. He was like 6'6", and he would throw his legs up and he would run around. And he looked like that Tex McKenzie. You ever seen Tex McKenzie?
The really tall
when he ran
fella.
around like that, but he looked completely different. But he'd do that, and he'd run it, and people would the headbutt and his timing, and he was, what a comeback he had. Still today, I still say he he had the best comeback in the business ever.
Did you ever get the pleasure of bumping around for him, or did he never wrestle him?
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, I was a baby face. I was a baby face then, so I know. I didn't. I was his partner. I had the pleasure of selling for these guys, give them the hot tag. I was smart enough back in those days to know my place, and go and get my couple arm drags or a couple of moves in to show them I could wrestle a little bit, and boom, hamburger.
Yeah.
Hamburger, and then whoever I had to give the hot tag to, who we were going home to. And if it was Bearcat, it would be Bearcat in that situation. But yeah, he was. What a comeback.